If you're in your 20s or you know someone who is, this video is pure gold. Your 20s are that magical decade. You just left your teenage years. You probably have your first real paycheck. Nobody tells you what time to come home. And for the first time, you feel like the world belongs to you. You finally have some money in your pocket, freedom to spend it however you want, and a level of independence you've never had before. Here's the brutal truth almost nobody talks about. Your 20s are the decade when you are financially the most vulnerable of your entire life. The decisions you make or fail to make right now will echo for the next 40, 50, or even 60 years. One single mistake can create ripple effects that will follow you all the way to retirement, or stop you from ever retiring peacefully. These aren't obvious mistakes. They're silent traps that almost everyone falls into until one day they wake up and realize they lost hundreds of thousands, sometimes millions, because nobody warned them in time. That's why this video isn't just another finance video. This is your 20s financial survival guide. Today you're going to discover the 8 most common and most expensive mistakes people make in their 20s and exactly how to avoid them so you end up light years ahead of everyone else. Do yourself a massive favor. Stay until the very end. Skipping even one of these could be the exact mistake that costs you the most in your entire life. Let's dive in. Mistake number 1, wasting your free time. In your early 20s, you are literally a millionaire, but not in money. You're a millionaire in something far more valuable that you will never have again in this quantity. Time. Think about it. No kids yet, probably. Little to no rent or mortgage. You work 8 hours a day, max, and the rest of the day is completely yours. Full weekends. Holidays. Vacations. Endless free hours for side projects, learning, building, or just thinking big. Hours that most people at 35 or 40 would literally sell their soul to get back. That time is your ultimate superpower, and it's disappearing faster than you realize. Every single hour you invest right now in learning stocks, launching an online side hustle, mastering design, coding, video editing, copywriting, sales, languages, or digital marketing can multiply 100 times over the next decade. I've seen 23-year-olds who spent one summer learning no-code tools turn that skill into 6-figure agencies by 27. I've seen others teach themselves YouTube and replace their 9 to 5 before 30. That's real. That's happening right now. But if all you do is doom scroll TikTok for 3 hours straight, stay up until 4 a.m. binge watching shows, or game all weekend, you're quietly burning the greatest wealth you'll ever own. A skill you pick up at 23 can become your main income at 30, or the business that gives you total location and financial freedom at 35. Endless entertainment today gives you exactly zero return tomorrow. The deadliest lie you can tell yourself: I'll have time later. Later you'll be exhausted from work. Later you'll have kids who need you 24/7. Later you'll have bills, stress, and responsibilities that eat every free minute. That golden, wide-open time, gone forever. Irreplaceable. Ask yourself tonight, no judgment, just honesty. What am I really doing with my free hours? Because every hour you waste a day is a brick you're removing from the foundation of the wealthy life you say you want tomorrow. Those hours aren't just free time. They're the seeds of financial freedom, or lifelong mediocrity. The choice is yours, but the clock is ticking. Mistake number 2. Try and keep up with friends or keeping up with the Joneses. There's always that one friend flooding your feed. Brand new car, beach trips every other month, designer clothes, rooftop brunches, the perfect apartment with a skyline view, and suddenly you feel small. You feel behind. You feel like you're losing at life. Here's the uncomfortable truth nobody dares to say out loud. 80 to 90% of those perfect lives are complete smoke and mirrors. 100% financed by debt. That flashy new SUV? 6-year loan at 18% interest. Those weekly vacations? Credit card points and by now, pay later plans. That luxury apartment? Split rent with 3 roommates while maxing out every card just keep the lights on. Most people you're quietly compare yourself to have negative net worth. Zero savings. They're drowning in payments with 40%, 60%, even 90% interest rates that eat them alive every single month. Easy credit has become the greatest illusion of the 21st century. It lets anyone rent the appearance of wealth for a few years until the bill arrives and the repo man knocks. When you try to keep up, you step into the exact same trap. You put the newest iPhone on 24-month payments. You finance a car you don't need because it's time to level up. You say yes to every expensive dinner and group trip, even when your bank account is screaming no. And for what? So someone who doesn't pay your bills can give you a temporary thumbs up on Instagram? Real friends couldn't care less what you wore last weekend or what car you drive. They're the ones who show up when your world falls apart, not when the champagne pops. Focus on your own game. Build in silence. Let them think you're broke while your money compounds and your net worth quietly explodes. Because the only person you should ever be competing with is the version of you from yesterday. Everyone else is running a completely different race, most of them straight into a debt-fueled dead end. Win your race. The scoreboard that actually matters is in your bank and investment accounts, not in your mentions. Mistake number 3, overspending on nights out, parties, and drinks. Friday night hits. The group chat is on fire. Music's loud. Vibes are high. Everybody's feeling invincible. You told yourself just $50 tonight. Then the rounds start. This one's on me. Uber Black for the whole squad. VIP table because we deserve it. Bottle service. After party. 3 a.m. tacos. You blink, and $50 turn into $180. $250. Sometimes $400 in a single night. One crazy night won't bankrupt you. But make that a habit, 2, 3, for weekend a month, and you're silently torching $8,000 to $15,000 a year without even noticing. Money that could have bought your first rental property down payment. Money that could be compounding while you sleep. I know guys who, at 25, were dropping $800 to $1,000 every month on clubs and bottles. Today at 32, they still rent a tiny apartment and drive a 10-year-old car, while their smarter friends who skipped the VIP rope now own 3 properties and travel whenever they want, without touching their salary. You don't have to become a hermit. Life is for living. Memories with friends are priceless, but they don't have to cost a fortune. The playbook is simple, and it works. Pre-game at home, save 60% instantly. Choose bars with $3 beers instead of $18 cocktails. Split Ubers. Take turns buying rounds. Eat before you go out. Cash-only budget in your pocket. When it's gone, you're done. Do that, and you'll still have epic nights. But wake up Sunday with stories and money left in the account. Because those $150 to $250 you save every single weekend, thrown into an index fund at 25 with average 8 to 10% returns, will be $150,000 to $300,000 plus by the time you're 45. That's a paid-off house or full financial freedom, bought with the money you didn't spend on tequila shots. Party hard. Create legendary memories. But party smart. Never wake up with both a hangover and an empty bank account. Choose one, the money or the regret. Future you is begging you to pick wisely. Mistake number 4, delaying retirement investing. The mistake that creates the most almost millionaires. At 25, the word retirement feels like a bad joke. You're young, healthy, invincible. Retirement? That's something your parents or grandparents worry about. It's literally decades away. You've got rent, student loans, travel plans, maybe a wedding coming up. Who has extra cash for something that far off? That exact thought is why millions of people hit 50 or 55, look at their accounts and whisper, "I'm screwed." Because those 10 to 15 years you decide to skip in your 20s aren't just years. They're rocket fuel for compound interest. They are the difference between retiring comfortable and retiring rich or never retiring at all. Let's run the numbers again, but this time make it hurt even more. Scenario A. You start at 25 putting away $100 a month into a simple index fund at a realistic 7 to 8% average annual return, what the S&P 500 has done long term. By age 55, you have is almost equal to $117,000 to $140,000. Scenario B. You wait until 35 and do the exact same thing, $100 per month, same returns. By age 55, you have only is almost equal to $50,000 to $60,000. Same monthly sacrifice, same effort, but because you started 10 years earlier, you end up with literally double or triple the money. And most of it wasn't even your cash. It was free money created by time and compounding. Now scale it up. If you push to $300 or $500 a month in your 20s, which is totally doable, once you cut the stupid spending from the first 3 mistakes, you're looking at $400,000 to $800,000 plus by 55. That's quit your job, move to the beach, never worry again money, built almost entirely on the back of those early years you almost threw away. Einstein called compound interest the 8th wonder of the world for a reason. Those who understand it earn it. Those who don't pay it. Waiting until you feel ready or make more money is the most expensive delusion in personal finance. Your future self doesn't need another vacation or another new phone. Your future self needs you to open that Roth IRA for a 1K or brokerage account today and automate $50, $100, or $200 a month, even if it feels tiny and pointless right now. Because one day you'll wake up at 55, look at 7 figures that grew while you slept, and realize the best gift you ever gave yourself was the $100 you started investing when retirement still felt like science fiction. Start today. Your older, richer, happier self is already thanking you on their knees. Mistake number 5, having no emergency fund. The silent killer that turns small problems into life-ruining disasters. Picture this. You're driving to work, everything's normal. Then your car starts making a grinding noise and dies on the highway. Mechanic calls. Transmission is shot. That'll be $4,500. Or your company does layoffs, and you're out the door with 2 weeks severance. It takes 4 months, not 2, to land the next gig. Or you get hit with an unexpected medical bill, root canal, ER visit, whatever. $2,000 to $6,000 overnight. If you have zero emergency fund, what happens next is predictable and brutal. You max out every credit card. You beg parents or friends for a loan, and damage relationships forever. You sign up for those quick cash apps or payday loans at 70%, 200%, even 400% interest. You sell stuff you love just to survive. Worst case, you fall behind on rent and end up with an eviction on your record. A $2,500 emergency that should have been a painful but temporary bump in the road suddenly snowballs into $8,000 to $15,000 of toxic debt that follows you for years. One bad month destroys the next 5 years of progress. Real stats are terrifying. 60% of Americans can't cover a $1,000 emergency from savings. 40% would have to borrow or sell something to handle a $400 surprise expense. The number one reason people file for bankruptcy? Unexpected medical bills plus no cash cushion. An emergency fund isn't nice to have. It's oxygen. It's the difference between, this sucks, but I've got it covered, and my life is falling apart because of one unlucky week. The golden rule is 3 to 6 months of basic living expenses in a separate, high-yield savings account you can touch instantly but never do for wants. Rent, groceries, utilities, minimum debt payments, that number, not your full lifestyle with Netflix and takeout. Can't get there overnight? Nobody does. Build it in stages like a video game. Level 1, $1,000 baby emergency fund. Protects you from most small disasters. Level 2, 1 full month of expenses. Level 3, 3 months. Boss level, 6 months, total freedom. Every single dollar you put in there is a shield. It's peace of mind in liquid form. It's the reason you sleep at night when the world throws curveballs. Skip this step, and you're playing Russian roulette with your entire financial future. Start today, even $25 a week. Because a day of life punches you in the face, and it will. You'll either pay with your emergency fund or pay with years of stress, debt, and regret. Choose the fund. Your future self is begging you. Mistake number 6, moving out way too early. The freedom move that quietly keeps millions broke for an entire decade. Leaving your parents' house feels like the ultimate adult milestone. Your own keys, your own rules. Play music at 3 a.m. Have friends over whenever. No one asking where you've been. Pure freedom, right? Wrong. Financially, it's often the single most expensive decision you'll make in your 20s. Let's run the cold, hard numbers that nobody talks about on TikTok. Average rent plus utilities plus internet plus groceries for a decent one-bedroom apartment in most cities, $1,500 to $2,500 per month. That's $18,000 to $30,000 a year disappearing before you even touch fund money. Now imagine you stay home 2 extra years with clear rules. You pay a fair amount for food/utilities, clean up after yourself, respect the house. Your rent drops to $0 to $400 per month. That's instantly $15,000 to $28,000 extra per year, going straight into index funds, crypto, real estate, your side business, or your emergency fund. 2 extra years a home equals $30,000 to $60,000 plus saved and invested. At a conservative 8% average return, that $50,000 invested at age 24 becomes roughly $250,000 to $300,000 by age 40, just because you swallowed your ego for 24 to 36 months. I've seen it over and over. Kid A moves out at 22 because I'm an adult. 10 years later at 32, he's still renting, paycheck to paycheck, zero investments. Kid B stays until 26 to 27, saves aggressively, buys his first property at 28 with massive down payment, house hacks or rents rooms, and by 35 is financially free with multiple paid-off units. Same starting salary. Same city, totally different lives. Staying home isn't about being a loser. It's about playing chess while everyone else plays checkers. It's a limited-time cheat code that only exists in your early 20s. Negotiate like a pro. Pay 20 to 30% of your income as rent to your parents or save it in a separate account and give it to them later as a gift. Help with chores, groceries, whatever makes it fair. Set a clear exit date so it doesn't drag on forever. Real independence isn't paying $2,000 per month to a landlord so you can say, I live alone. Real independence is walking into a bank at 27, handing over 50 to 100% down payment, and owning your place free and clear while your friends are still stuck in the renter hamster wheel. Use the cheat code while it's available. Stay a little longer. Stack like crazy. Launch like a rocket. Because the people who look behind at 24 are usually the ones laughing at 34 from the balcony of a house they own outright. Mistake number 7. Going into debt for an expensive new car. The fastest way to turn $60,000 into $25,000 while paying the bank for privilege. You finally land that decent paying job. Your paycheck feels fat for the first time. Then boom, the algorithm hits you. 20-year-olds on TikTok and YouTube pulling up in matte black Teslas, white G-Wagons, TRD Pro trucks with $1,500 rims. If they can do it at 22, why can't I? Next thing you know, you're at the dealership, keys in hand, grinning for the gram and chained to 72 or 84-month loan at 7 to 12% interest. Dealers stopped selling cars years ago. They sell monthly payments now. Sir, you qualify for $750 a month. Sounds affordable. Until you realize that $45,000 car actually costs you $63,000 to $70,000 with interest. And the second you drive it off the lot, instant 20 to 30% depreciation. You just lost $10,000 to $15,000 before you hit the first red light. By year 3, that dream car is worth half what you still owe. You're upside down, trapped, and every extra payment feels like throwing cash into a fire. Meanwhile, the smart 24-year-old nobody posts about his driving a 2 to 4-year-old version of the exact same car. Same looks, same features, same leather seats, for literally 40 to 60% less. They paid cash or took a tiny 36-month loan. Depreciation is already done. When they sell in 2 years, they get almost everything back. Example time. New 2025 BMW 330i, $55,000 plus tax and fees equals $62,000 financed. 72 months at 8% equals $71,000 total paid. Worth in 5 years, $22,000. Net loss, $49,000 plus insurance is double on new cars. 2022 BMW 330i, 40,000 miles, perfect condition, $32,000 cash or short loan. Worth in 5 years, $20,000. Net loss, $12,000, and you had $30,000 compounding somewhere else the whole time. Same vibe on the street. One guy is broke flexing. The other is quietly stacking six figures. True wealth is invisible. The richest people you'll ever meet drive 5-year-old Hondas and Toyotas on purpose. Nobody knows they have seven figures in the market because their money is working, not parked in the driveway, losing value every day. Let the broke kids finance their ego. You buy assets, not status symbols on wheels. Drive clean, drive reliable, drive paid for. Because real success isn't being seen in a brand new car at 25. It's being completely debt-free at 30 while everyone else is still making payments on a depreciating metal box. Stay low-key. Stack quietly. Let the car payment money buy you freedom instead. Mistake number 8. Expensive dating and relationships. The romantic trap that quietly drains six figures before you even say, I do. You meet someone amazing. Butterflies. Sparks. You want every moment to feel like a movie. So date number 1 is the hottest rooftop bar in town. Date number 3 is a weekend getaway. Gifts? Only the newest handbags, sneakers, or jewelry she or he mentioned once. You drop $300 to $500 every single weekend because that's how you show you care. It feels romantic until you realize you just turned love into an unpaid part-time job with a luxury price tag. Here's the brutal truth. When money is the main character from day one, you attract people who fall in love with your wallet, not your soul. You train them to expect 5-star everything. And when life eventually gets real, job loss, market crash, family emergency, the relationship either collapses or you stay trapped trying to keep up the act forever. Then comes the wedding bomb. Average wedding worldwide now runs $30,000 to $100,000 plus, depending on the country. At 25 to 28, most people have $0 saved, student loans, car payments, and rent. So what happens? Parents go into debt. You start marriage with $50,000 to $80,000 in wedding loans at 8 to 18% interest. Honeymoon on credit cards. First year of marriage spent fighting about money instead of building a life. I've watched couples who had to have the perfect day at 26 still paying off that wedding at 35, while the couples who eloped or did a $5,000 backyard ceremony at 30 are now debt-free, own 2 homes, and take real honeymoons every year. Real love thrives on $12 tacos and long walks, not $300 tasting menus. The strongest relationships are built during the broke but happy phase. Cooking at home, free concerts in the park, road trips in a 10-year-old car with a packed cooler. Those are the stories you'll tell your kids one day, not, remember when Daddy put the $900 dinner on Amex? Flip the script. Date like a millionaire, not like a broke person pretending. Millionaires don't impress with money. They impress with time, attention, experiences that cost nothing but mean everything. Build wealth side by side first. Save together. Invest together. Watch your net worth grow while your love grows deeper. Then, when you're actually ready, throw the most insane wedding or destination vow renewal money can buy. 100% cash, 0 stress, 0 fights. Because true love doesn't need a credit card to prove it's real. It proves itself in the quiet moments, the hard times, and the inside jokes nobody else gets. Choose a partner who's excited to build an empire with you, not one who needs you to finance their Instagram aesthetic. Love hard. Spend smart. Marry rich. The kind of rich you created together, not the kind you fake with debt. There you have it. The 8 most expensive mistakes people make in their 20s and how to avoid every single one. If this video just saved your financial future, do 3 quick things. 1. Smash that like button. It tells YouTube to show this to more people who need it. 2. Comment below. Which of these 8 mistakes hit you the hardest? 3. Subscribe to The Money Game and hit the bell. Next video, we're breaking down exactly how to build your first million before 30, starting from 0. Share this with that friend still blowing money on nights out and new cars. You might just save their future. This is The Money Game. See you in the next one. Play smart and make your money work harder than you do.